What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today I do want to talk about some interesting news that was actually leaked on Twitter as well as Leakers on Duty, because this one, I'm not really too sure about it, but I also wanted to make a video like this just to get your guys' opinion on this, because I'm not sure how true this is actually going to be. The reason why I say this is mainly because we're not really used to getting a bit of news like this, mainly because something like this would be a little too far-fetched. However, the person that's leaking this right now is part of Leakers on Duty, and as you guys know, Leakers on Duty has always been very credible when it comes to their news. They want to make sure that everything that they come out with is, something that's concrete. To be honest with you, I don't remember a time when Leakers on Duty actually steered us the wrong way. They've always been correct in basically all the leaks that they've ever come out with in the past seasons. But today feels a little bit different because this is some piece of information that I'm not really used to receiving. And mainly just for this game in general. I mean, yes, we've gotten a lot of great changes this year, but this one is just kind of, I don't know. This one just seems too good to be true, but I do want to entertain it anyways. Because if it is true, this could actually set a precedent for, the later seasons that we may get. So as you guys know, the Battle Pass that gets released basically every month with every new season usually has a pretty decent chunk of content. It has changed over time, and now we get secret cache crates every other tier, and we get maybe some decent Battle Pass skins. Usually that's not always the case. Most of them are usually never really that helpful, but the rewards are there for us to grind for. But of course, the grind doesn't really last that long, given that you could get up to 50 tiers pretty fast. And anything after 50 tiers is just Battle Pass vault points or just credits. Usually not really enough credits to get you anything, and it doesn't even matter anyways, because anything that you can buy with credits is usually pretty worthless. But what if there was something more to grind for? Something that would really kind of knock your socks off and give you a lot more motivation to continue playing throughout the entire season. This is something that usually affects me, usually when I'm finished with the Battle Pass and when I do all the 50 tiers for, I guess, the Challenge Pass. There's really nothing else for me to do for the rest of the season. I usually just wait for some new news to, to pop up, and then I just make another video for it. But with this new piece of information, we might actually find ourselves grinding out the season a little bit more than normal, and hopefully this is something that is here to stay. So Alien Gamer actually said that a legendary gun will be added in the Battle Pass for Season 6 of COD Mobile. So it was kind of random and a little bit weird that we got this information in the weekend, but of course, Alien Gamer has kind of been credible as well as Leakers on Duty. So again, I at first thought this was some sort of prank, maybe just some late April Fool's joke or something like that, but apparently not. So it came to a surprise to a lot of people that this was actually going to be a thing for Season 6. And whether or not it's guaranteed, I'm not really that sure. But of course, Leakers on Duty have really never steered us the wrong way, and I'm assuming he's part of it as well. And even if you think about it, I don't see why a leaker would just go out of their way to ruin their credibility just like that. It just seems a little weird. However, if this is the case, if this is what's going to happen in the Season 6 Battle Pass, which, by the way, I did look at Twitter to see if there was any further news on this. And apparently the legendary gun that we're going to be getting in that Battle Pass is going to be the ISO, that SMG that basically no one ever really uses that often. However, it's been pretty useful as of recently, given that they made a lot of different buffs for it. But yeah, it's gonna apparently be coming out for the ISO. But now that we have this information, the question is now, how is this legendary going to be administered within the Battle Pass? Is it going to be the tier 50 skin? Is it going to be some special bundle for the Battle Pass that we have to buy in order to get it? Or perhaps it's going to be at the final tier of the Battle Pass, and not tier 50. I literally mean around tier 200. Unfortunately, we don't know. We don't have any of that type of information. We only know that it's going to be in the Battle Pass, but we don't know exactly where. But honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it would be a very good idea for them to add that legendary at the very, very end of the Battle Pass, tier 200. I mean, that's really the only best way to do it, because if you just add it as a tier 50 skin, then what about the new weapon that's supposed to get their tier 50 skin? Are we just going to forget about that? But if anything, given that it's a legendary, obviously they're just not going to give it to us that easily. I think they're going to want us to at least, spend a lot more time on this game to unlock it. Again, very reasonable. I mean, getting to tier 200, even these days, is not really the best. I mean, it's not really the easiest thing to do mentally because, you could only play this game for so long before you either get overwhelmed, frustrated, or just bored. So there's got to be some sort of incentive to have us play a little bit longer, which honestly, again, is probably the most reasonable choice to make. It also makes me wonder whether or not this is going to be something that's going to happen every season from now on, or maybe every other season, or maybe perhaps the season right before we get another major update. So, because I mean, usually those seasons aren't really that eventful. If anything, like all the main stuff happens usually within the first few weeks, and then you're just pretty much bored waiting until the next major update to come out, and then we can start playing the game a lot more. Again, if this is the case, if this is actually going to happen in season 6, it probably depends on player reception, like, or I guess the thoughts of the player, like if people actually like a feature like this, then they'll probably just keep doing it. But again, I'm not really too sure whether or not this is a guaranteed thing that's going to happen in season 6, and we won't really know until probably next week or the week after. I think we'll probably know for sure once one of the versions of COD Mobile gets an update, whether it be Korean version or the Vietnamese or something like that. Maybe they'll be the first to actually leak that information. But as of right now, we have no way of knowing for sure if it's going to be a thing. Season 6 already kind of looks jam-packed with content, with the Gundam collaboration, as well as getting a new secret cache camo that we could grind for. Maybe adding a new legendary in the battle pass might just be a little surprise that they have for us. But of course, I'm not really expecting the legendary in the battle pass to be, like super mega high quality. Because again, I mean, even grinding up to tier 200 doesn't take too long. If you just play for a few days, like endlessly, you could probably just get it immediately. And time will tell what happens. This is just a leak. It's not always guaranteed, but of course, anything could happen now. And a lot of good things have happened this year. So maybe this far-fetched idea isn't too far-fetched. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.